The exercise 1 of atomic structure and the periodic table. So paper 4 question: proton, neutron and electrons are there, which are subatomic particles. Complete the table to show the relative masses and relative charge. So relative mass of proton, that is 1, relative mass of neutron is 1, relative charge is +1 for proton, 0 for neutron and -1 for electron. The second part, define the term isotopes. So how we define the term isotopes? Atoms of same element having same proton number but different neutron number. We call them as isotopes. Then explain why the two isotopes have the same chemical properties. The chemical properties depends on the number of the electrons present in the last shell. So why the two isotopes having the same chemical properties? Because they have same number of electron in the outermost shell. So as they have same number of electron in the outer shell, that's why they have the same chemical properties. Then the table shows a number of proton, neutron and electron in some atoms and ions. So lithium, the proton number here, the bottom number is representing atomic number or proton number, which is 3, and neutron number is a difference. So that is 7 minus 3. So when you subtract 7 minus 3, that will be 4. And because it's a neutral atom, there is no charge written on this, so it will have equal number of protons as well. For sulfur, proton is 16, neutron, when we subtract 34 minus 16, that's equal to 18. And about the electron, as you can see, there's a negative charge, -2, so it means it is having 2 extra electrons. So if protons are 16, so 2 extra electrons, so electron number should be 18. Then a proton number 19. So which element is having a proton number 19? Why neutrons are 4? How to get the number of neutron? The number of neutron is equals to A minus Z. This number is A and bottom number is Z. So when you subtract the nucleon number minus the proton number, you got the neutron number. The number of electron in the second one, as you can see here, it is written sulfur 34 and 16 with a charge -2. So when we work out the proton, this is a proton number, so it is 16 proton. But you can see there is a charge -2. So if it's a negative charge, it means it is having more electrons. And how many more electrons are there? 2 extra electrons are there. So there should be 18 electrons, because protons are positive, so +16, and electrons are negative, -18. So the net charge will be -2. And there are 19 protons. So when we check the periodic table for 19 protons, when you check the periodic table, because the proton number is actually the identity of the element, as Hatem mentioned, that 19, it means it is potassium. So it is potassium, we'll write K. A is the nucleon number. Nucleon number means the sum of proton and neutron. So there are 19 protons and there are 22 neutrons. So when you add them, so sum will be 41. And atomic number is a proton number, so that is 19. And what about the charge? Because there are 19 protons are there, and there are 18 electrons. So 19 protons and 18 electrons. Protons are positive and electrons are negative. So plus 19 minus 18, the net charge will be 1 plus or plus 1. Is it clear, this part C? Then define the term atomic number. What is the definition of atomic number? Atomic number is actually a number of protons in an atom. So how many protons are there? That is refers to atomic number. What about the nucleon number? The term nucleon number, it means it is a sum of protons and neutrons inside the nucleus of an atom, that is known as the nucleon number. Then in part B, the table shows number of protons, neutrons and electrons in some atoms and ions. Complete the table. The first line is given as an example. Particle B, there are 12 protons, there are 12 electrons and 12 neutrons. So from proton number, first we will identify the element. So proton number 12, in exam you will have the periodic table. So you will check the periodic table and work out the element which is having proton number 12. So as you can see here, magnesium is there having proton number 12, Mg. So this will be Mg. Then in this symbol, atomic number is written at the bottom. Because it can be switched, it does not make any difference. Like for carbon, it is 12, 6, or it can be written as 6 and 12. Small number is representing Z, and the higher number is representing A. So what is the atomic number? As the first symbol, they write the atomic number at the bottom. Atomic number represent the number of proton. So there are 12 protons. So the magnesium atomic number is 12. How we get magnesium element atom here, Abdullah Sarfraz? As you can see, there are 12 protons, and I explained that the proton number is the identity of the element. So you will use a periodic table. The atomic number or the proton number is the identity. So as you can see here, the element with the proton number 12 is magnesium. So this symbol should be Mg. So here that's why first we write Mg, and then because there are 12 protons, so we write it is having 12 protons. Then the nucleon number, what is the nucleon number? Nucleon number is a sum of proton and neutron. So there are 12 protons and there are 12 neutrons. So 12 plus 12, that's make 24. So the nucleon number or the mass number is equals to 24. Is it clear? The second row. About the third one, as you can see, we have oxygen, 8 protons are there, and oxygen about the electron, as there is a net charge of -2. Minus charge means electrons are more. And how many extra electrons are there? If there are 8 protons, so it means it is having 2 extra electrons. That's why the charge is -2. So total number of electrons should be 10. And to get the neutron number, when we subtract these two numbers, we'll get the neutron number, as it's a nucleon number minus atomic number. So 16 minus 8, that will be 8. Is it clear? The third row. Then we have to complete a symbol here. So proton number 11. So again, what we'll do in exam, you will have the periodic table. So you will use a periodic table and check which element is having 11 proton number, that is sodium. So you will write the symbol sodium, which is Na, and this sodium is having 11 protons and it is having 10 electrons. So what will be the net charge? Because the electron and protons are not same, so there will be a charge, and protons are positive, it is having one extra proton, so the charge will be 1 plus or plus 1, or even if you write plus, that is also right. Then the nucleon number is a sum of neutron and proton, so there are 13 neutron and there are 11 protons, so 13 plus 11, that's make 24. And to get the electron number, the proton number, that is 11. Is it clear? The last row. Then question 3, this question is about subatomic particle. Define the term proton number. The term proton number means it is number of protons present inside the nucleus of an atom. And nucleon number is actually a sum of proton and neutrons present inside the nucleus of atom. And this we already discussed, why hydrogen is the only atom having identical proton and nucleon number. Like for hydrogen, actually it's a typing mistake, it should be like hydrogen 1 and 1. So why hydrogen is having the same proton number and nucleon number? Because hydrogen, there is no neutron inside this hydrogen. So as there is no neutron, when we say nucleon number, the nucleon number is a sum of proton and neutron. So it contains one proton and it contains no neutron. That's why only one proton is there. And what is atomic number or proton number? That is the number of the protons present. So it is having only one proton. So why hydrogen is having the element hydrogen? Why it's having the same nucleon number and proton number? Because hydrogen, this atom of hydrogen does not have any neutron. That's why it's having the same nucleon number as well as proton number. Then part C, complete the table to show the number of the proton, neutron and electrons in an atom. Fluorine is there. So as you can see, atomic number is not written. So what you have to do, you have to use a periodic table and write the atomic number. For fluorine, when you check fluorine, it is 9. So for fluorine, we'll write this is 9. Magnesium, when you check the periodic table, it is 12. Phosphorus is 15. And strontium is there. The group 2 element strontium, which is 38. So this is 38. Now the number of the protons, using a periodic table, you can work out. So 9 protons are there. Number of neutron, how to get the number of neutron? The difference, 19 minus 9, so that's equal to 10. Same thing for magnesium, it is 12. How to get the neutron number? Subtract 24 minus 12, 26 minus 12, that's equal to 14. And to get the electron, because there is no charge on it, so if there is no charge, it means it will have equal number of proton and electrons. About the phosphorus, atomic number is 15. What about neutron number? Subtract these two, 31 minus 15, so that is equals to 16. And there is a charge of 3 minus. So if it is having a charge of 3 minus, it means it is having extra electrons or 3 extra electrons. So if there are 15 protons, how many electrons should be there? It should have 18 electrons. And for strontium, that's atomic number is 38. Then number of the neutron, how to get the number of the neutron? Subtract the 2. So it is 87 minus 38, which will give 49. And to do the number of the protons, number of electrons, it's written, it's having plus 2 charge. So plus 2 charge means it is having extra protons or 2 extra protons than electron. A positive charge means protons are more. So it should be 36. Is it clear, this table? Is it clear to everyone? Then write a formula for compound formed when fluorine react with magnesium. So fluorine is group 7 and magnesium is group 2. So magnesium is group 2, it is plus 2, fluorine is group 7 minus 1. So we simplify the valency and cross multiply. So the formula will be MgF2. Then write a formula for compound formed when strontium react with phosphorus. So the valency already they give you the valency, so they simplify the question for you. One is plus 2, another one is 3 minus or minus 3. So this 3 will come with strontium and 2 will come with phosphorus. So Sr3 and P2 will be the chemical formula. Then what is meant by the term element? So how we define the term element? Substance which contain identical atoms, we call that as element. And cannot be further broken down chemically into pure form. Compounds, chemical combination of 2 or more elements or atoms. We call that as compound. And how we define the term ion? The particle which contain different number of proton and electrons. The definition of the ion, the particle, ion can be positive or negative with different number of protons and electrons. If it's having equal number of proton and electron, then it will not have any charge, so it will not be an ion. We simply call that as atom. Particle, basically it's about the particle atomic level we talk about. So you can say instead of using a term substance, you can use the term particle. Then define the term isotope. How we define the term isotopes? Atoms of same element, they have same proton, but different neutrons. So they are refers to isotope. Complete the following table which gives the information about silicon. So when we check the periodic table, you will find the carbon, it is written 12 and 6, and for silicon it is written 14 and 28. So when you work out number of proton, it will be 6, for silicon it will be 14. Electronic structure means how electrons, because it's an atom, about atom, so it will be 6 electrons. So how 6 electrons are arranged? First shell will have 2 and the second shell will have 4. In case of silicon, first shell will have 2, second shell will have 8, and the third shell will have 4. And number of neutrons, so how to get the number of neutron when you subtract? The nucleon number minus the proton number will get the number of neutrons, so this will be 6, and 14 minus 28, so that will be 14 as well. 6 different atoms can be represented as follows. Answer the following question using atoms from the list. Each atom may be used once, more than once, or not at all. So it's not necessary that you use all of them. First one, select one atom from 6 shown has exactly 7 protons. So which is having a 7 proton? Basically this down number is representing a proton number. So element J, you can clearly see element J is having 7 protons, because the atomic number is representing the number of the proton. Having exactly 6 neutrons. So how to get the number of neutron? Example, for A, the number of neutron 3 minus 1, that is 2. For D, 3 minus 2, that's 1. For E, 12 minus 6, that's 6. For G, 13 minus 6, that's 7. And for J, 14 minus 7, that's 7. And for L, 19 minus 9, so that's equal to 10. So which is exactly having 6 neutron, so that is particle E. Which has more proton than neutron? So when we work out, this is proton 1, this is proton is equals to 2, proton is equals to 6, proton number is also 6, proton number is 7, and proton number is 9. So the question is, which particle has more proton than neutron? So you can see this is having 2 protons and only 1 neutron. That's why D is the right answer. Then has an electronic structure of 2 5. So basically like 7 electrons are there. So if all of them are atoms, so it means they will have same number of proton and electron. So which atom is having 7 electrons? So again that will be J. Then is an atom of element from group 7. So how to work? Because the group number shows the number of electrons in the last shell. So when I write the electronic configuration for element which belongs to group 7, so for L, when I write the electronic configuration for each, this is having like I'm writing here at the bottom, the electronic configuration of A will be 1, for D will be 2, for E will be 2 and 4, for G also 2 and 4, for J it will be 2 and 5, for L it will be 2 and 7. So using the electronic configuration we can identify the group number. So as you can see, there are 7 electrons in the last shell. So if there are 7 electrons in the last shell, it means this belongs to group 7. So they ask which belongs to group 7. So L belongs to group 7. Is it clear? The first 5 one. The group number shows. We can also use what? PT platinum. They're asking, is an atom of element from group 7. So no, we don't have to use a periodic table, Abdullah. We have to, if you read the question, they mention we have to select our answer from what is given here. So our answer can be A, D, E, G, J and L. We cannot write any other element. So J, the first one was J, exactly 6 neutrons were E. Then more proton, that was D. Then electronic configuration 2 comma 5, that is J. And then belongs to group 7, that is L. Is it clear, the first 5 parts related to this question? Any doubt in the first 5? then is an atom of a noble gas. Noble gas means group 8 element which is having a complete shell, because the noble gases, they have complete shell. So what are the elements from when we work out, if I draw the structure of A is having one proton, it is having two neutron, and the first shell, in the first shell it is having one electron. So it is not having a complete shell, so it is not a noble gas or group 8 or 0 group. When we check for D is having two protons, one neutron, and when we draw the first shell, because two proton, it's an atom, so two protons and two electrons should be there. So when we arrange the electrons, so it will be two electrons. So first shell maximum can have two. So the shell is complete. When the shell is complete, what we call, we say that belongs to group 8 or 0 group, or we also say it belongs to noble gases. So that's why D is the right answer. Why not E, G, J or L? So I will draw the structure of each. This is actually the structure of A. This is the structure of D, which is having a complete shell. So it means it's a unreactive or noble gas. What about E? E contains six protons. It contains six neutrons. And when we draw the structure, the atomic structure, first shell, because six electrons are there, first shell it will have two, and the second shell it will have four electrons. So second shell maximum can have eight. As you can see, it's not complete, so it is not a noble gas. So E is also, it's not a noble gas. What about G? When we draw the structure of G, it is having six protons, it is having seven neutrons. So we have to arrange six electrons as well, as all of them are atoms. So first shell it will be two electrons, and the second shell it will have four electrons. So basically E and G are the isotopes because they have the same number of proton and they have different number of neutrons. What about structure of a J? So J is having seven protons, it is having seven neutrons. When we draw the structure, the first shell it will have two electrons, and the second shell it will have, because we have to arrange seven, two are already arranged in the first, so remaining five we will arrange in the second shell. So this is the structure of J. And when we draw the structure of L, so L is having 9 protons, it is having 10 neutrons. The first shell, I'm drawing the rough diagram here because of space. First shell it will have 2 electrons, second shell it will have remaining 7 electron. That's why it belongs to group 7. So only one of them is having a complete shell. When it is a complete shell, we call them as a group 8 element, or common name is a noble gases when their shell is complete. So that's why when they ask which atom is an atom of a noble gas, so atom of a noble gas, that's equal to D. Two of the six atoms shown are the isotopes of each other. What is meant by the term isotope? Same number of proton, different neutron number. And which two of the six atoms are isotope of each other? So they have the same number of proton and different number of neutrons. So E and G are the isotopes. Why do isotopes have identical chemical properties? Because they have same number of electrons in the outermost shell. So as they have same number of electron in the last shell, that's why they are refers to have same chemical properties. Is it clear? Any question related to this exercise about atomic structure and periodic table. Yes, Abdullah Khan, Abdullah Sarfraz, Afreen, Hatim, Saim, Isra. Any question or a doubt?